What's up, world? It's your boy, your guy, Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, and welcome to another episode of Talking Hoops in the Sip Live. I am excited about today's show as I am every day. But before we go into the show, I'd like to welcome in our co-host, Talante Weber of Southern Sports Platform. What up, T-Web?
What's up with you, man?
Cordarius Jones of DC Bucks. What's up, Cordarius?
How you doing, EV?
And the easy one, Eddie Young of Mississippi Play Sports.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
First thing I like to do before we get going, obviously, is I want everybody that's on this to make sure you that you begin to share, subscribe. If you have not subscribed, I don't talk about that enough. But I want to talk about it today. Please subscribe. You know, we have, man, you guys have done phenomenal. But, man, you know, we're at right at a little over 1,700 subscribers. We want to try to get to 2,000 subscribers. You know, we're going to keep this Talking Hoops in the Sip all throughout the summer. You know, we're going to deal with AAU. We're going to deal with, you know, we're going to keep this thing going. We just basketball year round, NBA, NCAA. You know, whatever is basketball related, we're gonna try to have something for you. Also, like to thank our sponsor, Tatum and Wade Law Firm, located 124 East DeMe Street, right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Tatum and Wade are serious lawyers who get serious results. I say if you want to get paid, then you need to go to Tatum and Wade. You know, we just had first of all, I want to just say thank you to every athlete, every parent, every fan that came out to the first annual, inaugural, you know, is that how we say it? The inaugural Talking Hoops in the Sip showcase that we had this past Saturday, March 27th at MRA right here in Madison, Mississippi, in the metro area of Jackson, Mississippi. It was a phenomenal event. I mean, shout out to just everybody involved. Special shout out to, you know, obviously Talante and the easy one helping us put it on, along with Cordarius, who came down as one of the coaches and helped get kids in the event itself. You know, we want to just spend some time again talking a little bit about it. Obviously, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have been flooded with pictures. I guess the first thing I want to talk about a little bit about it, man, you know, shout out to Lante. You know, the uniforms were, you know, off the chain. Shout out to Farron, my daughter, who designed the actual logo of Talking Hoops in the Sip. Farron Atkinson, Fahrenheit Graphics. If you ever need anything, flyers, you know, you name it, logos, check out my daughter. Hit me up on the inbox. I'll give you the geeker deal. You can get a geeker deal because she's my daughter. But just shout out to everybody who had a hand to play in that. You know, all the coaches, again, all the players, parents, fans that was involved. We appreciate that. Tonight, we're going to kind of go over a little bit some of the, you know, some players on, you know, the games that participated, you know, each particular game, and some highlight some players, you know, that we may, you know, not have known about, but then they came out here and really performed. But you know, before I get into that, Talante, just give me a little quick overview of how you thought about the showcase on Saturday.
I thought for it being the first one, I thought everything went smoothly. You never know how the first one's gonna go. We had a lot of quality kids. We had great coaches. My dad, my brother, Rugley, Coach Winnington. We had a lot of great coaches on the boys' side. On the girls' side, we had great coaches as well. I thought the coaches brought good energy. The kids came out and played. I didn't get to see the live, so look, I can't tell you how the live went because we were there actually in person, so I couldn't tell you how that went. But I thought everything was good. The kids came to play. Like you said, everybody talked about the uniforms. Miss Kathy did a fantastic job on the pictures. We can't forget about Miss Kathy because I thought she did spectacular. on the pitches. But for the most part, everything went well, man. We had a nice crowd to come out throughout the day with so many events going on, with the other event, the basketball event going on in Jackson. I still think we had a nice crowd and a nice showing, and the players came to hoop as well.
Yeah, I agree. And on the live, I apologize. We did have some issues as far as technical, and the internet is something that we just can't control. And it's frustrating sometimes because we had that a little bit sometimes during the JPS, and you get glitchy, sometimes it go out, and it's something that we are constantly working on, trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Also, just as far as every all-star or showcase type event, sometimes you have challenges with playing time and different things like that. And so we apologize just for anything. We didn't mean, we never try to offend anybody, but at the end of the day, it's just sometimes things happen. And so we're just going to keep getting better, and any suggestions that people have, any constructive criticism, we're here for. Eddie, talk to us a little bit about your experience, and then Court, you can talk about yours.
Well, I thought it was a first-class event, EV, from the top to the bottom. I thought it was well organized, and I don't want to be biased because we actually hosted it, but just the feedback that I got was all positive, man, and people are really excited about the next one and looking forward to next season. From the hospitality room to the to the competition of the kids, as Talante alluded to, I thought the coaches had some really, really good energy. And the good thing is, obviously, we seek constructive criticism because next year we want it to be even better. So all in all, I mean, the facility was nice. Shout out to my guy, Coach Haley and Mark, for allowing us to host at that event in MRA. So we really appreciate that. And I mean, other than your interview, that lethargic, sorry, pathetic interview that you had, other than that, I thought we did a really good job. So I'll pass it on to you, Corderis.
Well, I know y'all guys had most of the hard work y'all had to put in. Y'all did good promoting it and to the setup. Coming down. I ain't never been to MRA before, as I can remember. Going down, getting the uniform, it felt big time. What I'm saying? It was a good event, a great event. It just felt comfortable. It felt like a good environment. The crowd was into it. The players were trying to win. So, all in all, I just felt like it was a really good event. It's only going to get better. So.
Yeah, appreciate that, Coach. Sometimes you got to deal with, guys like the easy one here, just a clown. He's just a clown in his own right. But it's okay. I thought I was solid on the interview. It was, I can't, at the end of the day, by that time I was operating on zero sleep, and I tried to give the geek as best as possible. I was in my professional geek. There's all different type geeks. Like you're in right now, you're in your ignorant geek, and we all in different type geeks. So, but anyway, let's go to that first game, 2024 girls, North versus South. It turned out, I don't know the actual score, but it turned out to be a blowout game with the South beating the North.
And I'm gonna tell you why before we even start, why it happened.
Why?
We had Tootie Lockett on the South, and she should have been on the North team. I'm gonna just be honest. That's what happened.
Okay, all right. Well, I tell you, I know that's one of your favorites, and one of all of our favorites. I think that I know the North didn't have. When I look back at the team, as I look at it, they only had really one true point guard, and she was a 7th grader, Francesca Kelly, who did a very good job. Let's talk about it. She was the only 7th grader in the game. And, sometimes you talk about a 5'8" young lady who's actually playing 2 grade levels up. And that makes a difference sometimes. But if you, without me telling you that, you wouldn't watch the game and said, oh man, that's a 7th grader. You wouldn't have been able to say she doesn't belong, because she did belong. She did a very good job of handling the pressure. One thing I didn't see from her perspective, per se, was fear. Now, to be honest with you, on some girls, I did see some fear. I thought it was a little like the game. It was like this was their first, you could tell this was their first time playing in an all-star type atmosphere, and it's a little different when you go out of your comfort zone. You're playing for somebody else versus you're not playing for your coach. You're playing for, a coach, and you have to make adjustments. And it's hard to go into a game where you get subbed every 4 or 5 minutes with 5 people at a time versus where you can get on, you don't have much time to get in the rhythm. You got to go to work, and if you don't go to work right away, you could get lost and you could never get in the rhythm. And I did see that as well.
That's where I think, Evie, I think you had a good point, like Kelly and Taylor and some of those kids who've been to some of these national elite camps. Francisca Kelly being a top 100 recruit in her class, and Taylor Felton, top 100 recruit in their class. They really went at it. But obviously Taylor, being 2 years older, kind of got the better end of the deal. But I'll say those kids, like you said, the stage wasn't too big for them. They were used to playing in that type of environment where sometimes the games can be unstructured. And so with the officiating, allowing the kids to play through that type of contact, kind of what Corderas and myself is used to on the AAU side, referees aren't going to give you fouls a lot of times. And so those kids kind of played through contact and kind of expected contact, where a lot of the kids were getting fouled and looking around, used to playing high school basketball. And in the showcase, you're just not going to get a whole lot of the calls that you got. So I think those are some of the things that we can maybe do better next year in terms of setting the standard and letting the kids know, hey, I think Talante did a good job of talking about that with the kids down at the auxiliary gym and kind of he did a great job of setting expectation for them and things like that. So I'm encouraged about what we're doing, guys. And I really think each year is going to continue to get bigger and better. And at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to give these kids in Mississippi ultimate exposure. And I thought we did a tremendous job of that. Obviously, like Evie said, we can't control live streaming and the technology and things, and that type of thing. But beyond that, I thought it was a great event. And that matchup, I remember being one that everybody enjoyed to watch. Talante is right on the Tootie Lockett thing. Of course, she was the MVP of the All-Star game. And she's just a difference maker, man. 5'8", 5'9", athletic kid that can finish through contact and, can just get it done as she continues to work on her jump shot and work on her left hand. I think if she does that, she goes to, I think she exhilarates. I think she exalts herself as probably being one of the better kids in that. She's already top 3 in my book, maybe even number 1, just depending on what you're looking for in terms of a prospect. Obviously, Alana Rouser has been holding down that spot for the last couple of years. She's a double machine, and she's going to always do her thing, and Taylor's going to always be in the conversation. But if Tootie Lockett develops a left hand, and if her jump shot improves, she can be the class of that class, in my opinion.
Let me address that. I think, I got a chance to watch Tootie a little bit more, and for her to continue, I think she's, if I was to say she's on the brink of being, I would definitely probably have her as a low D1 kid right now. And here's why I say low D1, because of what you said. I'm a big skill set guy. The fact that she's an exciting, she came out and scored the first 6. And then she kind of, again, we had different subs and different things like that. I need to see her finish with her left hand. I mean, that's a big deal for me, in a sense, in traffic, because she's going to be, when she goes to that next level, she's not going to be able to get that shot off, because see, I'm always thinking, when I talk to girls like her and Taylor and Lana, and any kid for the most part that's looking to play in college, I'm looking at you to finish in high school thinking about that's a 6'2" girl or 6'4" girl in college. You got to have college in mind. So yeah, you're finishing that now, but at the next level, that's not going to fly. And so she's got to develop the jump shot. She is just, I mean, she's just so good right now. But I was really impressed too with a couple people, and then you guys can throw in some. Taylor Felton, you know, obviously she dominates games defensively. She is, you know, like, and she has to do that with her size. And she, you know, that was one that we really could have, you know, it came down to her and Tootie, and really we just flipped the coin, because she could have, you know, you could have argued she could have been the co-MVP with, you know, she actually led the game in scoring and had, you know, the steals and different things like that. You can just tell that her skill set is like really advanced. She, you know, she can go behind her back. She can finish left, right. I think Taylor's issue is, for me, she gets bored sometimes. And like, I want to see her, my expectation for Taylor is higher than others. Like I feel Taylor, you know, with her skill set and where she's been, I expect her to get 20, 8, and 5 every night. That's just my expectation for her, because, you know, I believe she's that good. And she's already got 2 Division I offers. And so that's my expectation for her. I think Tootie's a kid that is new to me on the scene, and she really is impressive. But I did see for the first time, you know, I got a chance to, you know, and as you get a chance to see kids more, you get a chance to even see things that they need to work on. And she's got to get that I like to see her be able to go finish with her left and, you know, hit that consistent jumper. She's, you know, on one. Anybody else stand out, or anybody want to comment on that? And anybody, other people stood out in that game?
Lorian Story. I know, Talante, you can go ahead and jump in, but Lorian Story was your North MVP. Man, she's just a physical specimen, man. She grabbed so many rebounds. I lost count after about 10. She's always got a knack for the ball. I think she dove on the floor a couple of times. She can run the floor well, defend her position well. Just tough. I mean, hell, everybody want a kid like that. So I think she came down to her and Kaylee Johnson, who did really well too. Kaylee hit, if I remember, several 3-pointers early on, and she's got was it 3? She hit 3 threes, and man, just a beautiful shot. Every one of her shots. I tell you what, we got some unbelievable. I don't know what we got in terms of other stuff, but I put our shooters up against any shooters in the country, man. Mississippi has some phenomenal shooters, and so she's one that's always Kaylee Johnson that I'm always impressed with. Talante, I know you was going to jump in. I just kind of want to throw that in real quick.
Oh yeah, I didn't have much to say because I actually didn't get to watch. I probably watched that game at Spurs. I might have watched like 2 minutes of it, but I hate I didn't get. I wanted to see the Kelly girl play because I did talk to her downstairs before we started. So I'm disappointed I didn't get to see her play because she had a great attitude down there. Always joyful with the game. So I hate I didn't get to see her. Tootie, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all had said, the left hand, she can develop that a little bit more. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Evie, on that one being a low major. I really think right now,
absolutely,
she got a mid-major skill set right now, even without the left hand. So she is a 9th grader, so she can develop that. But everything else, she got the game.
Y'all know what I mean by low major now. So y'all call it low major. I go back to my bid. She's a 1 bid leaguer right now. That's what I look at, 1 bid. So however you want to put it, in my thing, you know, she's 1 bid. Like what I mean, Southern Miss is a 1 bid league. She can go to Southern Miss and play. And I know that's a little higher than that. Yeah, but when I'm talking,
Southern Miss is a mid-major, EV. We ain't going to even make this debate.
She's a 1 bid. Southern Miss is a 1 bid league. That's all I'm saying. So I did say low major.
According to EV, the geeker, we ain't going.
No.
I agree with the 1 bid, but what I'm saying is that's just your opinion of the mid-major. I think Southern Miss is a mid-major program, in my opinion.
It is a mid-major. I don't like, to me, everybody gets caught up in the mid-major geek, but like Southern Miss is at the end of the day, Conference USA, at least on the boys' side, I don't know about the girls. 1 team is going to get out that league. So what I'm saying is, when we talk about, you know, and I hate I even said low major because I said I was going to stop saying that. We got to get out of this mindset, in my opinion, of putting Jackson State and these schools down here, and then like a Southern Miss up here, and then we got Mississippi State up here, when on a neutral floor on any given day, Jackson State, who beat Southern Miss men 3 straight years can beat anybody. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
that's my thought process.
Yeah, and we're not knocking Jackson State because I think I don't know the coach name, but they're doing a fantastic job with the girl program, even from like promoting them, and they're winning. So you know what I'm saying? They're doing a great job. But yeah, back to that. I definitely think Tootie Lockett. You know what I'm saying? I think she can get to the high major level because as a freshman, they still got like 3-4 years to develop. So I definitely think she can get there just off. Right now, she's still a little raw. I do think she needs some skill development and training, but as far as like natural ability and feel for the game, I think she got all those intangibles wrapped in a box.
You know, I've always said this, and I'm gonna let Cordarius jump in because I know Cordarius got a chance to watch the freshman game on live stream. But women lie, men lie, kids lie, but the numbers never lie. The kid had almost 70 points on one Saturday. She played in 2 games. I'm really good friends with Mike Johnson. We went to college together, her head coach. And so, you know, almost 70 points in 2 games. And he said she didn't even have a good game. Of course, she had 40 points against Choctaw Central. How many freshmen can go against that team and get you down there 40 points? So I understand what EV's saying. And he's a big skill set guy. To me, in my opinion, I think he gives too much credit to skill set. Sometimes I'm a results guy. I don't care how I get to the see. If he wants to drive the sexy Rolls Royce, and I can take that old Pinto, and if I get to the facility in a Pinto quicker than you can in a Rolls Royce, at the end of the day, it's about getting the results, and the kid at the end of the day can get it done. Yeah, she doesn't get the college baskets, and I get that geek or whatever he wants to call it. But in my opinion, Tootie Lockett is a high major kid. Again, arguably the number 1 player and prospect in our state. You know, obviously with her and Taylor Felton and Alana Rouser. And again, like you said, shout out to Taylor, who had a tremendous game. Taylor actually got more calls than any, to me now, more calls than any from colleges. Than Brittany Young hit me up soon as the game was over. The great Brittany Young. Shout out to Brittany Young, who's got the head coaching job at Austin Peay, was here at Mississippi State for a hot minute, but she hit me up about Taylor, and her and Taylor has had some conversations this week. So in that regard, EV and Talante and Cordarius, I think that in itself is why we had to showcase for some of the people who may not see the value in what we're doing. But go ahead, Cordarius. I'm sorry, I don't want to take up the whole show because, you know, I will take over this guy's show.
Is Taylor Coach Chuck's daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I was just making sure. I thought so, but then I didn't know for sure.
No, I just want to chime in on and I got to give credit where credit due, and I know it will look biased on my end, but I would have to say this to everybody that don't know, college coaches, to everybody that's on this show. Francisca Kelly is one of the most hardworking kids I ever seen in my life. You talking about? We'll practice with the middle school one day. She will do 2 sessions with the middle school, do the same sprints, the same 100 push-ups with both groups. Go home the next day, come back with the 23 group, do the same stuff. We pushing them hard, 100 push-ups, 150 push-ups, playing multiple sprints. We'll be first in these sprints. Come back with the 22s like last night and do the same thing, like, and love it, and pushing herself on sprints, like not coming in and dragging, had a game in between. Like, she competes. She don't care who on the floor. Now, I know we will come into like the older girls, but I'm confident in playing starting Francesca on my 2022 team if I wanted to, because she's just a bulldog. She's going to do what you tell her to. She's going to look in your eyes. Any like assignment, she ain't going to try to miss it. Like, she is the most coachable kid, like, and she is a dog, like, absolutely dog. She ain't going to let nobody outdo her. It was a moment in practice, because we got a girl named Leah Converse that's up here in Memphis. She's like one of the top freshmen up here. She was going at Fran. And Fran took it personal, like, this girl is not finna come to keep doing this to me. So they started going at each other, they battling. And Fran actually, after they were done, she didn't even want to be friends with the girl a good 5 minutes. She go over the other side of the gym and sit down by herself and just get her mind right. But there's a type of, she takes it so serious. So I would put her, if you're talking about mental mindset, mamba mindset, all that girl got it, and that's without her dad even being in the picture. Like, you might well say, oh, my dad, because she's going to do it with or without him in the gym. And I just had to highlight that, because I seen that last week, and I was just like, this girl right here do not stop. So if any college coaches, you want to get on this kid early, because she gonna outbeat anybody, and she gonna have like she's like a talent as well. So talent and that, it's just the sky's the limit, and it's just never seen nothing like it.
I agree with you. Now I haven't seen what you've seen, but I've seen as for a seventh grader, and this a hats off to her father. And I've seen some others, and Chuck Felton's another one who pushes his daughter. But Joe Kelly, the dad, and I've seen on video, I haven't seen too many seventh graders hit the Vertimax and do the stuff, boxing and going to the chiropractor and all like that. And she, the times that I've seen her, I can see what you're saying. She's as a seventh grader. Now, see, for me, she's a kid. If she continues to grow, gets the height that I think she's going to get, I think that she's is going to be a high major kid. And I'm not saying, let me back up on Tootie Lockett. I'm saying today, I definitely think that it would not shock me if she develops into that. I'm saying right now, that's all I'm saying. With the development, can she be a high major? Absolutely. We have 3 years left of development. So it's no doubt about it. My question becomes, because here's what I've been finding out now. I've been finding out that, and things have changed here in the last 2 or 3 years. Kids are, some kids either got it or they don't, and they don't really ever work on their game. Think about this. Think about how many people that that couldn't shoot in the 9th grade, and they are in the senior year in college and still can't shoot. When are they gonna learn how to shoot? When are they gonna put the time into shooting? And so that's where the question becomes, if she gets the work to go with what she has, I'm in total agreement that she should be able to play wherever she wants to. I don't know if she's going, that's what I can't predict, with a Tootie Lockett. I think she's special though. I mean, like you said, Eddie, who puts 40 points on Choctaw? I mean, who puts 40 points as a 9th grader on anybody, let alone Choctaw Central? And so that's an incredible feature in itself. Let me throw out a couple other names that I was very impressed with and surprised with, who I didn't know. Kaylee Harrison from Yazoo County, really athletic guard, another one who just was a goon on defense. She went at Taylor Felton. She wasn't as, to be honest with you, she wasn't as skilled as Taylor. She's another one when we talk about skill. She had not even close skill-wise, but her toughness, her quickness, I was really impressed with her. Number one for the North team. Obviously Pfeiffer didn't have the day scoring the basketball, just putting it in the hole, but she did compete. She didn't, that was one thing I liked about it. She didn't back down, but she didn't score the basketball like I thought she should, or I thought she would. Also, Kaylee Johnson, she hit 3 threes. She did what she normally does. She set herself up and said, hey, I'm a shooter. This is what I do. And I'm going to knock down shots if I'm open. Brooklyn Hold'em was solid. She, you can tell she knows how to play. Chloe Chisholm is a young lady who's got, she's got a chance. Sanaya Cook from Blue Mountain, 6'1". They did some solid things. So I was impressed with her. The other girls on the South that I was impressed with, Matea I was really impressed with. Caitlyn Hall, the 8th grader from Clarksdale, Mississippi, my hometown. I mean, she rebounded the ball like Moses Malone. She blocked shots. She was really good. She's gotten better since I've seen her enter a tournament. Anasia Carey, 6'3", athletic, hit a 3 from Harrison Central. She's one that you got to keep your eye on. Now, you look at her with her size and able to play the wing. She's somebody that's high majors and somebody should be, zoning in on because, of her size. Demaya Porter, that was my first time seeing her play. I was impressed with her toughness, rebounding. Gigi Lindsay from Park Lane, I was impressed with her. And I tell you somebody, I love Juju, I love Jatoy. But I tell you somebody who I thought stood out as well was Johanna Wilson, Jojo. Jojo, one of the best 8th graders in the city. I mean, not in the city, one of the best 8th graders in the state. She played well, as well. Eddie, you want to jump in on some of those?
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Jojo Wilson, who's done her thing in JPS the last 2 years and had probably one of the better middle school careers that you can have for a girl basketball player, probably since Juanita Ward. Man, just really showed up and showed out. I think she did tremendous defensively. Didn't score a whole lot, but again, she's one of the kids that kind of stood out. Anasia Carey, I actually got a couple of calls from college coaches about Anasia Carey. I think me and you talked about it yesterday, and I did speak to the great LaShonda Cousins about her today at Jackson State. She's a 6'3" kid that can play multiple positions, like you said, and Harrison Central definitely has a gem in her as she progressed, and I think she's got to be a little bit tougher as she kind of, as far as playing through contact, and I'm really big on that. Demaya Porter from 6'2" kid from 6'1", 6'2" kid from Bogachita, just a rebound, putback machine, not a whole lot of skill set, but just that blue collar, go grab your rebounds, do your thing. She had a 27, 14-point game in the district play late in the season for Bogachita. And Caitlyn, your girl Caitlyn, the 8th grader, man, that kid, like I said, was like the tale of two different kids from the Mississippi Madness tournament, which you could see she had some ability, some rawness about her. But at the camp, man, she was just altering every shot. She's an unmovable force inside. Just tough, man. So all in all, like I said, we got an hour and a half, 2 hour show. We can't talk about all the kids. But again, I think we saw some really, really bright spots in the game. I do agree with you, Macy Pfeiffer, who has all of the, and that's one thing too, people got to understand is that when you have a kid like a Macy Pfeiffer, who's with good regard, has kind of raised the bar in terms of being one of the better 8th graders in the state. People are there to watch the superstars play. So she's going to be watched under a microscope. And me and Chuck Felton talk about this all the time. It's just as good as it is bad. It's a double-edged sword. So her not having the offensive game that she wanted to have, but no doubt she's one of the better players. And for some of the kids that are watching, I want to say this before we go to the 2024 boys and 2025 boys, and hopefully we can wake old shoes up over there. I just want to say,
I ain't got nothing to say about that, so I ain't gonna take a nap on y'all with them girls.
Okay.
Hey, look, to say this before we pass the buck to the legend. Listen, the greatest players to ever play the game have bad games, so don't get discouraged. If you didn't play the way that you wanted to play, evaluators like myself, Shoes, Talante. I'm hoping EV don't get into rankings, but he does have a good eye for talent. I hope he just continue to do whatever it is he's doing. Don't get into rankings, leave that to me and Shoes. But for some of the kids who wanted to impress the evaluators that were there in the media and just play well, just don't get discouraged and know that we do understand that everybody, even Kobe Bryant has bad games. So I'll pass it to you, EV.
Can I
go ahead,
Corey?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey, I want to comment on that right quick. I want to comment what EV just said right quick.
Hold on. Hey, Shoes, let Corey go, and then you'll go after that. Corey gonna say something about this game real quick. Go ahead, Corey.
All-star games, it is what it is. It's hard to play in all-star games, especially for girls, because they really don't play basketball a lot. So you gotta learn. You gotta really know how to play, and you gotta know how to do some things that you might not be normal to do outside your comfort zone. So and speaking of Caitlyn Hall, she had 13 points, like 10 rebounds, and 7 blocks last night in our little game in this area. She she's gonna be something serious, and she was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. So that's big.
Wow.
And I'm pretty much piggybacking off of what Corey said. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, even on the boy side, sometimes it's hard for guys to get off in all-star games. You know what I'm saying? You might go to a real game, they play totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like Macy Pfeiffer, you see her in the school game, totally different from how she look in the all-star event. You know what I'm saying? So I can piggyback off him and say the same thing with that one.
What I was going to say is kind of similar. I've got a general thought pattern and a rule about all-star games and, classics like this and everything, where basically you can help yourself. It is very seldom I'm going to let an all-star game hurt a play. I mean, unless you just show me a bad attitude or something, that you're just a nasty kid, but the actual play on the court, I pretty much my only approach to All-Star games is the kid can help themselves because they can show me something they can do that they may do I didn't know they could do. They may play well and show some talents. But as a whole, I know how hard it is to really get off and get in the rhythm in an All-Star game for kids. So it's not all. I very seldom and almost never, take an approach where a kid hurt himself in an All-Star game. Because like you say, it just, I much more value what they do in their team settings than I do with All-Star games. But you can learn something about a kid from an All-Star game.
Well, think about it. Just what we're saying, an All-Star or a showcase, they were nominated. They were invited. That means that they are one of the better players. So, that means that we know that they're good. So, I'm in total agreement with your shoes. Let's shoot over to the boys game. And let me say this from the onset, people, y'all hear me say this all the time. How many years, I've been doing this and doing that. And I know some of y'all young people like Ballhead Eddie over here get tired of that because he's a young cat still. But I'm telling you this, in the last 28, 30 years, I have not seen too many games that was as intense and as serious as that 24-25 boys game. I mean, it was really intense. It was a coming out party for some guys that I hadn't seen. And I just enjoyed the mess out of it. The coaches, Trevion Weber from the north and Rugley from the south, man, they were just as good as the players, along with Tremaine Weber, Talante's dad, and Jordan Whittington. They just it was just everything that you wanted, man, and more. I mean, I knew something was different in the first half, shoes, when they took 2 charges in an All-Star game. And JJ, JJ was doing my color with me. So, JJ just got excited. He wanted, JJ just wanted to take charges. So it was, it was.
He's built for it.
Huh?
He's built for it.
Yeah. He loves diving on the floor and, and all that type of stuff. We had all that going on. And I'm just going to mention a few guys. I started off with some guys, and I'm telling you, I'll start with the North. I was impressed. I guess probably on the North, the most impressive for me, I don't know. I'm just going to name some. Caleb Cunningham, loved him. Didn't like him, loved him. Special, tough as nails, dunker. I mean, I dunk on you. I mean, I rebound on you. I mean, he was very, very good. Loved him. JT Beasley from Saltillo, loved him. Didn't like him, loved him. These guys are EV's loved him. I mean, loved him. He just was, tough as nails, guarded, wasn't afraid. I just enjoyed him. Whit Allmeyer. Y'all say it for me. 1, 2, 3.
Loved him.
Loved him. Didn't like him. Loved him. I mean, if he didn't have some swagger with him, if he didn't have some white chocolate with him, Whit Allmeyer, and all these kids right now, I talked to Jackson State coach. I said they need to offer Whit Allmeyer today. They need to offer, I loved Jalen Tyler from Olive Branch. He reminds me of a young Ryan Lothridge. He was a lot like Lothridge at about 5'11", 6 feet. He was really good. Those guys were the guys that stood out. Obviously, EJ Payman, EJ, we'll just deal with the North right now. 6'8". I think when EJ understands, for me, EJ Payman, and I've said this to you guys, but I'm gonna go on record and say it, needs to begin to pattern his game by Julius Randle. He needs to have everything from the majority of his game needs to be 15 feet and in, posting up. I fade away on you. I jump hook you to death. And then every now and then we can, on a penetrating kick on a trail, we knock it down, or we face up from 15 and beat your man off 1-2 dribbles. When you start getting into bop, bop, yeah, that's not you. That's it. He's the number. I still say he's the consensus number one player for me in that class, just because of his size. And I thought the Webbers did a pretty good job of getting the ball to him inside. He's long. So let's just deal with that North team, and as we'll move on to the South one next. Go ahead, Talante.
Pretty much the same. I thought the North team played really well. The energy in that game, they really set the tone for the rest of the day. And I think it was really hard for everybody else to follow, because that game was so, and I think it's a mix of, it got caught up in between games as well. So we still had all the fans from the first game and fans that were coming in. So it was really packed in there. So, and it lived up to the building. Like, those guys actually came out to compete. The players came to play. Like you said, the coaches came to play with the energy. But like JT Beasley, I really like JT Beasley a lot. He played hard. I've never seen him play, even though he's in Saltillo, but I think he played really hard. Witt came out cooking early. The first shot was like a turnaround jumper on. I forgot who. I think it was on. I can't even remember who it was on, but it was nasty. The first bucket of the game. So EJ being out at First Love, he came in. He did some good things out there on the floor. Like you said, I wish he would have dominated inside of the paint the whole game, because that's what he's gonna eat at. You know what I'm saying? He could have probably scored 30 if he would have went in there early and just started cooking in the paint. But other than that, Jay Tyler, look, I had told him he gonna have to turn that volume down and learn when to pick his spots in terms of scoring the ball, because he gonna shoot it and he gonna hustle and get that rebound if he do miss it. So that's what I do like about Jay Tyler. He did almost win MVP for his 6A region as a freshman. So he probably averaged about 16 points a game, and it's easy to see he can put that thing in the hole, but he gonna shoot that thing as well. So he gonna let it fly. But I love all of those guys. I had some of them on my team, Mississippi team. Jay didn't go because he had caught COVID, but I've seen a lot of those guys, and I was really impressed with the guard play in general for that 24 class. I think they're going to dominate. It's going to be hard to rank those guys, because we were missing a couple guys as well in that 24 class. It's going to be hard to pick, you know what I'm saying, who you want to be the top guard in that 24 class. That's what I think, just from watching that game on Saturday.
I tell you another kid I want to mention, two kids. Jonathan Armstrong from Pontotoc was a good defender, but I tell you a kid who another one he didn't make my I love him, but here's another kid I love, I love, and that's Zaire Gutierrez. What I love about Zaire Gutierrez is because he's a solid guy. I love them solid guys who just knows how to play. He's gonna make the right pass. He's thinking ahead. And he ain't afraid. You know, he got that thing on. He can handle that basketball too. And so I like guys that kind of distribute the basketball. And your little brother, Talante, first time I saw him play out there, can shoot the basketball. He's going to be a good shooter. You know, he's a good shooter already, and I believe he's going to continue to get better as he gets stronger. He's an 8th grader that played up, correct? At West Point High School. So the future.
The Webbers just was doing everything, man. They was selling T-shirts, cooking hot dogs, coaching, it should have been a Weber Classic, man. I didn't know you had. I didn't know you had
we had to let that out the bag. You could tell him he looked just like him. They all in Webbers look just alike, you know. And he number 11 out there. And you know, I hate we were missing that North team was missing. Just imagine Trey Alexander on that team. My God, I mean, woo, that was a nice team. I don't know, Shoes, if you got a chance. I don't know if you got a chance to see any of that game.
I didn't see any of that game. I came in on the 23 game.
Okay. Well, let's talk about
I heard a lot about it though. I haven't seen it, but I heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I encourage people to go back and watch that on the Geek Report podcast.
Hey, we need a sound bite of you when Caleb caught that body. We need a sound bite of that just to put it on Twitter, man. You went crazy on that. I think he woke the gym up with that one. Oh man, listen. I dunk on you. We need a sound bite of that one. That was funny. You'll see it because I'm gonna get it out there because we're gonna be doing some highlights of the event. But let's look at that South team. The South team, I'm just telling you, it was a coming out party for
Number 10, please welcome to the show, Dorian McMillan from Pascagoula. I mean, if he didn't put on a show and get me excited, he scored at all 3 levels. He was 6'2", he's 6'2", and he can flat out go. I mean, he was, oh my God, he was special. I don't like him. I what?
Love him.
Love him. Absolutely love him. I'm telling you, man, that dude was that guy. Also, who really could have been the coach. Like if I had an extra plaque, and I don't know what we'll do next year about this, because Cameron Brown, who came into, I knew Shoes had him as a top 5 freshman, and obviously played at Vicksburg, started as a freshman, averaged about 9-10 points on that very, very good Vicksburg team. Was really, really good as well. I mean, he ended up with 17 as well. He had 15 in the second half and kind of took over down the stretch. And really, like I said, he was, really, let's just say he was co-MVP. I just didn't have a platform. Played well. He's another kid that can get to the basket. He can hit the 15-footer, hit the 3-ball. Cameron's issue with a college coach is going to be this. I think both of those kids are Division I kids as well. He's so smooth, you can get caught up and you ask yourself, is he playing hard? And so sometimes kids get, don't get evaluated properly because you start to think, man, is he playing hard? Is he like, what speed is he playing at once he gets a motor? But I think it's as he begins to at least show that, and like, he paces himself sometimes. And I don't understand this about why kids get into this pacing themselves, because, and it's not just him. I was thinking about Madison Booker, the superstar who paced herself. No, we got to get in some shape, and we got to kill from like the beginning. And to me, Dorian McMillan was a kid who just flat out did that. Another kid who was impressive was Keelan Rich, 6 foot, number 0 from Pascagoula. He was an 8th grader. I like the kid. Brewer Caruth. Oh my goodness, from Park Lane. I didn't know Brewer was like that. Brewer Caruth was that guy. Played tough, hit the 15-footer. He fell into, I don't like him, I love him category. I mean, he was really good. And I tell you, another kid, oh man, the South has some players. Obviously, Amaji Horton, big body, did what he did. Jamarian Fleming with a few ILAUs. Jay Kennedy was my first time seeing him, can shoot the basketball. Kendris Williams had some stuff going. He had some game. And I tell you, who's going to be really good, when I look at to me, is going to be a high major off that group, is the 6'6" kid. He's all of 6'6" now, from Canton, Jamarian Fleming. I really like what I saw from him, Shoes. We give you credit for that one. That was a great last-minute pickup there. And I tell you, the goon from South Jones, and you kind of mentioned this, Talante, Ashton McGee. Give me that. Give me that McGee. That's what I'm going to call it. Give me that McGee.
He had a block so nasty during the day. It was like, I ain't going to even speak on it, but it was disgusting.
Eddie, can you help me? I don't like him. What do I do?
You love him.
I love him. I mean, if he wasn't special, I'm telling you, that game gets me so hyped when I think about it. It was. That's
these pastoring skills coming out when he keep asking for comments from the crowd. That's his pastoring skills coming out.
Yeah.
Rile up the congregation. That's his pastoring skill when you ask for help.
In a minute, what every preacher say, touch your neighbor. In a minute, he gonna be going into that geek shoe.
Touch your neighbor and say, I love him. That game right there had everything that you wanted, man. It was phenomenal. Listen, it was great. What up? Just shout out to Johnny Johnson, Jatoy's dad, and shout out to Ronaldo Taylor on our live chat. Where's our live chatters? Anything on the South team, Talante, that you want to talk about the South team?
And I'm gonna just go quick. I know we be on here talking so much. Time just be flying. But pretty much the same guys. I was impressed with what was his name? McMillan, number 10. I was impressed with McMillan. I think him and Cam, I mean, either or, you know what I'm saying? Most of the people did vote on McMillan getting MVP, but I think McMillan dominated the first half and Cam dominated down the stretch the second half. And I think they might have both had the same amount of points. I mean, but it's like you said in the game with Tootie Lockett and Taylor. Taylor had more points and she still didn't win. So, you know, it was just whoever they felt. But I think McMillan had some spurts where he showed some great athleticism. He came through the lane, slashing, shooting the 3 ball, shooting the mid-range shot. So I really liked him. I like Cam. Like you said, Cam is really smooth. He had a couple moves that was nasty. He had one basket that they didn't count because it was a foul, and it was super nasty. I really liked him. Brewer Caruth played really well. Of course, the 8th graders, they played well as well. So I was really impressed. Like I had told you guys before the All-Star event happened, I figured the older guys were going to dominate the ball, which they did. The older guards, they did pretty much dominate the ball. So we expected it to be their show. And I think everybody did put on a great show for that 24 group.
Anybody else want to comment about that? Eddie, did you get a chance to see it in that game, or you were gone. You weren't available that game. All right, well, let's shoot on to the 23. And we're gonna try to get through everybody, but 23 girls. I don't know who won that game, Eddie. Girls on the north or the south?
The South ended up winning, I believe.
Oh, okay. I gotta get my paper.
While you're doing that, man, I tell you, my first time seeing the Lily Yates kid from Brookhaven Academy, really impressed with her. 6 foot and above kid that can shoot, got a nice feel for the game. That's one thing that the great Joy McNellis and I always talk about, kids having a good feel for the game. I know she's big on it. That kid has a nice mid-range jump shot. She's strong. She rebounded well, did a lot of good stuff. And I was really impressed with her. Of course, she took home the South MVP award, as well as Audrey Houston. I don't know if there's a kid in the state that is as hot as Audrey Houston name. If I had $5 for every time somebody said Audrey Houston, I could retire and let you guys have this stuff, man. So that kid is a special, special kid. Just did, as Coach Felton said, the question was, what did she do? Whatever she wanted to do. The kid can get to her spot. That's the one thing that's impressive about her. She's so strong and she's so physical. And she can just reel off 6-7 points in a row and just can take over the game. So of course she made her mark, and those two kids represented both North and South really, really well. And I'll just kind of let you jump in, Evie. On did you get your roster on there?
No, go ahead. I'm looking for it right now.
You're talking about the guard from Oxford? Because I didn't get to watch that game either. Is that one of the ones you're talking about?
Yeah. You can jump in, Corderis. I know you kind of had an opportunity to watch her. I don't know if you saw the Lily Gates kid or not, but the 2 MVPs is kind of what we were just talking about.
Oh man, I was on the kind of on the road watching back and forth kind of when I was on my way, but so I didn't get to see a lot of. But speaking on Houston, I think Houston, if you develop a consistent jumper from the 3-ball lane and learn how to win it, because next year they're gonna face guard and boxing one. Gotta learn how to take that under consideration of getting open in different spots, V cut down, go out and pop for the ball when you able to do that. So if she learned that, she's gonna be a special player going forward. You talking about a 20-point game score, because she got a knack for scoring, and continue to be learn how to be a decent facilitator. You can't really say that because she's a scoring guard, so you gotta let her do her thing. She's special with that, natural ability, strong cut up body, arms, looking like she'll hit you, your teeth gonna come out. So
She passed the eye cut. Yeah, she definitely passed the eye test. When you look at her, she looks like somebody that you want to have on your team. And I tell you another one, the Mariah Reed Jones kid from Lafayette too has a nice body. She's another one that's that I'm really excited about, and glad to have both of those kids in my program. I think that they're going to really benefit from it. But man, she's an athletic kid that can finish, can do a lot of good things, can defend. Is very, very active. Caitlyn Brinkley was in the game. She didn't have the type of game that she would want, but still, just a kid at 6'1", 6'2" can just show you glimpses of her potential. So Layla Carter, go ahead, Evie.
No, go ahead. You're gonna say, go ahead. I was saying Layla.
How did you think the Faulkner kid look? Because I know was it your first time seeing the?
It was my first time seeing the Faulkner kid. A lot like Brinkley. Didn't have a really good game, Corderis, to be honest with you. But definitely you can see she's a hell of a competitor. Like, she competed, man. Like, she plays really, really fast. She's really tenacious. That game was real sloppy as I remember it. It was one of the sloppier games, EV and Cord Talante. It was just a real sloppy game. We didn't get in a good rhythm until the second half. But definitely, I was excited to see her playing, and I can see how she can be a kid that can with you guys could have. She's gonna be with y'all this summer, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got Delaney Odom.
Delaney played in the game. I like Delaney Odom, man. Of course, I got a chance to see her at camps and stuff this off season, and some of her highlights. Odom is a kid that I like. Layla Carter, just a freakish athlete, man. She go defend. Boy, she gonna get up in you end to end, and heck, you want to offer her just because you want an on ball defender like her. She's getting a lot of Division I interest. So Layla Carter did her thing in the game. So just a lot of.
I tell you the other ones that jumped in. I just think, Court, tell us about Peyton Hervey. You've seen her from Tupelo. She played in the game. She was solid.
It's her second year with us up here at the Bucks. She one of them kids that the sky's the limit. I think she just reaching her breakout point right now. Like, she's doing a lot of hard work. She looked like a ball player when you look at her. Her motor is nonstop. Some skill things can develop, like, just pulling up jumper on smoothly and, kind of hitting that three more. I think she really be a good stretch for, going forward. She really gonna, it depends on how hard she worked. She gonna look good because she one of them kids that's just gonna run and run and run and move and just, dominate the game. Even if she dived on the ball 3 or 4 times that game, she gonna look the part.
I'll tell you this, the Odell sisters from Ocean Springs didn't like them, loved them. Man, I'm telling you, man, they got a chance. Micah Odell at 6'1", she can handle that thing, no question, no brainer. She should be offered Division I today. Madison, her twin sister, didn't get the height gene, but like I said on the show, got the twin gene, can run your team. Matter of fact, depending on where they were, like, depending on where I was, I would take both of them. Because, Madison Odell can run my team, not going to try to trick nobody. Micah, I think, has a chance to be really special. I think she's in that special category potentially.
I think she can be a pro, Evie. I think the Micah Odell kid has the goods and the size. I think that kid can play pro basketball.
No doubt about it. I'm not gonna argue with you on that at all, Eddie. I'm in total agreement with you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a kid that's good. I think she gonna be a kid if she can develop some skill stuff, because she can block shots. That Miracle Joyner gonna be really good.
Yeah,
that's a great point, Cord. She played in that game. That's a great observation. She passed the eye test, but you said it right. Skill. She's got to get some skill. Ain't no doubt about that.
She blocks shots.
Yeah, she does. She's had several double-figure block shots. She's a lot like Rajanae Hilliard from Hazelhurst. I think they're probably two of the better rim protectors in that class. And you're right. She didn't have a really good game, but she did some things well. I think she's got to get stronger. I think she's definitely got to get some girth to her and get stronger, but she can play multiple positions, and she's so active. So she's one of the kids that you let her play through some of the mistakes, because just the moment when you're getting ready to sub her out the game, she gonna do something good for you. So I agree. That's a good analogy. Miracle Joyner. Glad to have her in the program as well. So.
And I tell you this, Lily Yates, as you said earlier, I don't like her. I love her. She was really impressive. She knew how to play, and I kind of, like I get excited about those kids that kind of come out of nowhere. It'd be like, where'd you come from? And then it'd be like, oh. And so she was one of those ones that kind of came out.
Who the sleeper in the game? Who the sleeper in the game, EV? Who the sleeper?
Lily Gates. Lily Gates went from unknown, unranked to probably core. And this is one of the reasons, man, I've been getting blowed up about the rankings and stuff. This is one of the reasons why I held it off, because of kids like that. I know they were like Shoes and I talked about it late Saturday night. Shoes and I talked about how for us it's good to, for us to be able to see 192 kids in one setting. We can't be in, we can't be in 8 places at one time, although we try to do a great job of getting an opportunity to see all of these kids. But Lily Gates, to me, is finna go from a kid that was unranked to probably gonna be a top 15, top 20 kid, in my opinion, in that class.
And you got two of them in your program right now.
Who was that, Court?
Houston and Reed.
Oh yeah. Houston. Houston finna jump in the top 5. But so when you think about that, and you say as much basketball as we watch and Shoes watch and guys like that, you're still gonna miss kids, and that's why these showcases are very, very important. That these kids understand the importance of being able to get in front of that type of media. For what it's worth, like I say, my voice may be small to some, big to some, but I still got some sort of a voice. Now, if you want to jump in and say something about that, go ahead and run me down, man. Go ahead. You got here's your opportunity.
No. I've always, even though you got a big head and you talk crazy, I respect you. Obviously Shoes is a legend, and we definitely respect Shoes. I'm gonna jump in now. My biggest issue on the rankings piece, I just had seen everybody, so now I've seen enough where I can come in and give my geek. And my geek, me and Shoes are the only unbiased people on here because we don't have an AAU team. But that's okay, Eddie. It's no biggie. You do a good job. You know what you're doing. It's fun. We're not tripping on your crap, but I'm just gonna let you know we're gonna have, because see, life, and for all you out there that says it don't matter about the rankings, that's cool. But understand, and y'all have heard me say this before, we rank everything. Some of you go to Walmart because you rank Walmart higher than Kroger. So let's not get it twisted. Rankings is a big part of life, and and what it should do is don't take it personal. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Use it as motivation, not as hate. We're not hating on you at all. I don't think any of the guys, Eddie Young is not hating on you. Shoes is not hating on you. These people are not, the people that rank, I just don't believe are hating on you. They're saying what they believe. And I'm saying what, I see. And, and so at the end of the day, prove us wrong. I'm with it. If you don't get the number 1 ranking, cool. Say, man, I'm going to go show this fat dude EV that I'm cool with all that, man, I'm going to be number 1. And so when we have these different type showcases and stuff, come show us. I did find my roster on the, you guys mentioned pretty much. Mary Grace Storman had a pretty good day. Darby Pitts can shoot the basketball. Bella Roberts, I enjoyed her. And I tell you a girl, Lamia Daly from Big Central. I like her. She can play. She knows how to play the game. So we had some good players in that game. Delaney Oldham from Potts Camp, along with Malaysia Faulkner, as well. So those were the 23 deal. Let's shoot around to the 23. You had anything else, Eddie or Cord, on the girls?
No, I'm just glad you mentioned those last 4, Lamia Daly and Mary Grace Storman and Darby Pitts, and you mentioned one other, but those kids did have a really good showing, really, really raised some eyebrows, and, there's so many kids we're trying to, it all runs together for me. I don't have anything in front of me, but those kids did tremendous and played really, really well. Darby Pitts got a beautiful shot. My goodness.
I'm Darby Pitts.
The prettiest shot that you ever seen before in your life, man. So, and Mary Grace just can get it done. Lamia Daly got that nice pull-up game. So those kids did a great job too, and I'm looking forward to them watching them this summer in AAU. A lot of talent. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Go ahead to the boys.
Also on the South, I just looked at that we didn't mention Miriam Prince. She didn't have the game, but she still is Miriam Prince, and she's one of the top players in the state, and she did a good job as well. So
I totally agree with that. Miriam Prince is well, I know we got to pass it on to the boys. Miriam Prince is the best private school basketball player on the girls' side I've ever seen. She is a absolute diamond, and she's one of the class, one of the top in her class, no doubt about that. Good job on that, Evie. You know what? Old dead clock right twice a day. Man, I got to give you your props, man. You did pretty good there, brother.
All right, 23 boys. 23 boys, we had a lot of people that was missing because that was probably our most class that probably missed the most because of AAU going out of town. We missed the Josh Hubbards of the world, the Jacob Gazzos, but we still had the next guy who was probably number 3 in that class right now, Gavin Brinker from Pontotoc, was in the game. First time I laid my eyes on Demandre Graham. And 6'4", 6'3". Isaiah Galmore from Coahoma Early College wasn't a bad player. Chavez Ambrose, I liked his size, number 0 from Holly Springs. Aiden Johnson. Aiden Johnson did what he did from Ingham Ark and shoot the basketball. Thought he had a pretty good day. So I was really, those guys kind of stood out. Let me say this about Gavin Brinker, because I was one of the first people that really put him out on, like I know from around here, around Twitter, and when I first saw him against Devin Ree. And Gavin is my guy. Gavin, I said I've talked to his mom, talked to his uncle. And here's what, again, I always go back to this. To whom much is given, much is required. The one thing that I noticed that I thought Gavin had when I first saw him was the motor to go along with his skill set. Lately, the question has been, where has the motor gone? And most times you don't lose a motor. And so that would be my question with Gavin. Skilled kid, athletic, I think has a bright future. I think he's going to grow 2 or 3 more inches. But Gavin, if you're listening, and whoever's, and whomever is listening in the Brinker deal, the motor can't stop running. It has to rev back up, because that is what, to me, is going to take him to the next level. I'll go ahead and say it. I believe if he continues to grow and get 6'9", I believe he's a pro. I really believe that. A lot of people don't, they go, so I don't mind saying stuff like that. I believe if Gavin Brinker gets 6'9", 6'10", he's a no-brainer pro. But the motor got to run. It's got to run. If the motor don't run, it's a no. Delonte.
I know we're talking about the North, so I just start with my first one, the MVP, Demandre Graham. I first seen Graham at my camp last year in Columbus. That was the first time I seen him. And I actually fell in love with him.
He came to Jackson last year.
Yeah, the year before that. I'm talking about that was the first time I seen him. Yeah, but he came. He came.
That's why when he said this is the first time he's seen him, I'm like, no, we had him at the camp in Jackson.
Yeah.
Don't remember him.
Don't remember?
Nah, but Demandre, he plays with high energy. Yeah, he played with high energy. He's long. He's a long guard. I really don't know which position he's gonna play. I'm guessing he's gonna probably play. You're gonna have to shoot it a little bit better and play the 2. He's 6'4", long wingspan, very high motor. Of course, in that game, what I'm saying, I guess the guys, they did slow down a little bit, but his motor is really high. He can go. High flying guy, can really play. So I'm interested to see how he keeps progressing. I actually really love him in that 23 class. Chavez Ambrose, I first seen him at Tupelo when they played Pontotoc. They played Pontotoc at Tupelo at the beginning of the season. I was really intrigued with him because he is long. I think he legit probably about 6'4". He has a high motor as well. He can high fly. He can actually shoot it. So I think he has a chance to be really good. That was a new name inside of that 23 class for me. He's pretty good. Then of course Gavin Brinker, one of the top 3 sophomores in the state. The motor question, I'm not really sure why guys keep asking about the motor. You know what I'm saying? I know I've heard that buzz quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Every time I've seen him, you know what I'm saying, he usually play with a high motor. Like I had said, the game Saturday, guys kind of, you know what I'm saying, got off the floor a little bit. But every time I've seen him, he does play with a high motor. And then going back to camp and all-star games, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you can lose a little interest, you know what I'm saying. But I don't put too much stock into it because I've seen him play, and I think his motor is pretty much one of his best attributes to his game, in my opinion. And then the last one for me on that team was Aiden Johnson. I think Aiden Johnson is one of the best shooters in the state because with that Under Armour ball, it's hard to shoot the Under Armour ball for people who haven't shot it before. That's one of the hardest balls to shoot. So if you can shoot, you can make shots, and he made shots with the Under Armour ball. And, of course, he made shots during the season, so he's a big-time shooter in the state. Probably one of the top – I go on to say he might be the best, but he's definitely one of the top 3 shooters in the state.
Shooters, you got anything?
Well, I came in late in this game, but I got to see most of the second half. One guy on the north that did kind of catch my attention. I immediately saw that Graham and Brinker were out there, and they were kind of doing what they do, what I expect them to do. The guy that kind of caught my eye was Gavin Moore. He was pretty good, handled, pushed it, shot it, played, was aggressive. Kind of caught my eye because he came home early college, and I know that last year Coahoma County had the Gavin Moore kid that was at Delta State this year, so I didn't get to check on it, but I was wondering if they were related, Coahoma County had a Gavin Moore kid that's been pretty good for them for a number of years. He was a freshman at Delta State this year. Ambrose come out, Chavez come out, so he played well. He played well. Like I said, I only started the second half. By that time, it was kind of, it wasn't raggedy, but it wasn't as highly contested as I'm sure the early part of the game was. And then, of course, I'm right in line with everybody else that Aiden Johnson shot. A little bit I saw. He had a few shots. He can shoot the ball really well. But the guy that kind of caught my attention and kind of had this coming out for me was Gavin Moore. He played well to me. Like I said, the Graham and Brinker, they did what I'm used to seeing them do. I'm kind of with you, Eddie. I think Brinker's falling in love with his jumper a little bit, and he's standing around on it a little bit on the offensive end. He doesn't mix it up as much as I would like to see him do and attack the offensive glass as much as he used to. But he's very long. He's long. He's talented. You're right. If he can catch a couple of few more entries, Sky could be the limit for him because his jumper seems to be progressing really well.
Let's look at that South team, and I tell you that South team, the kid who was special, and he looked like he is going to replace Rashard Bolden at least on the scoring side of it, and because he had a scoring mentality, and that's Corin Red. I mean, it was red alert. That's what it was. We were on red alert, baby. He put on a show. I mean, he had 21 points. He didn't see a shot he didn't like, and he was going right at it. I mean, he was not playing around. He made a statement. He was like, he played, to me, in that game, he played with more purpose than anybody. He wanted to let you know, he said, he came with the attitude like, man, I'm finna, like, y'all gonna know my name after I leave here today. And we do.
You can't make a statement.
That's right. Hello, Corin Red. Red alert. That's what it was. Red alert. I mean, that's what it was, today.
Hey, and let me tell you what happened in the back. We were in the back in the white team, you know what I'm saying? They were short a couple of players. So Rugger was like, man, let me get my guy. So, we was back there. Was like, man, you can get him. You know what I'm saying? Look, I didn't know it was giving away, but we had to. If not, the team definitely wouldn't have been even if we wouldn't have gave him.
No question.
Know, and so I'm glad we did do that trade. But like you said, he definitely put on the show. I was really impressed with him. He can score that thing.
Jacoby Hampton's another kid, 6'5" from Jim Hill, athletic, wiry, strong, got a nice dunk, number 23, from plays for Jim Hill with the dreads. He played really well. Cole Rutledge, number 12, from Jackson Prep, played good. Luke Seagrass. And I tell you another kid, Corterius Scott from Murrah, number 1. He can score the basketball. He'll average about 16 to 18 for Murrah next year. He's going to be, him and Avon Johnson will be the 1-2 punch at Murrah. He just knows how to score the basketball. And so he was pretty solid for them. Anybody else you want to throw out, Talante?
Nah, you pretty much covered them all. I like Cole. He was a high flyer. I mean, Gobi, he was a high flyer. And Corn Red, you know what I'm saying? Those were the two guys that stood out to me the most when I got to sit down and actually watch some of that game, because I was, you know what I'm saying, what's your favorite thing? Geeking. I was all over the place during that game. Game and talking. So I was everywhere.
It was all over the place all day, man. Outside, in the break room.
Hey, everywhere, man.
All right, let's go to 22 girls. We got about 15 minutes to knock out both of these. 22 girls. For the North, for me, Charity Yates was really, really good. Great footwork. Very surprised, you know, and not surprised in a bad way, just hadn't seen her play. It was my first time seeing her play. She was able to go do some very good things. I was impressed with her. Haley Breland, you know, point guard, real deal. I know she was like, man, I'm part of the South. Why I'm up here on the North? But she's the real deal. Good point guard. Rebecca Pilcher was solid. Tatiana Brown, Destiny Brown, Lucy Sharp, A.B. Warren was solid. But the young lady who was obviously MVP of that, whom I really said that every Division I, all the SWAC schools and Southern Miss, in my opinion, should be offering this kid today. I don't think she's at the high major level. She's a one bid leaguer, you know, with a, you know, and that's Jamia Bowen from Shannon. Athletic, runner, defender. Not really. I can't say she's a phenomenal scorer or anything, but I want to say that she hit a three.
Yeah, she hit a three.
I mean, she hit a three, and the form wasn't bad. So it's a no-brainer. Like, they should be offering her, ding, 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 offer today. Cordez, go ahead. You start us off with that North team. You coached them.
Yeah, like you said, Charity Yates. I was really impressed. She got major footwork on the block. She can hit a mid-range jumper. She rebound well. That girl, I mean, she one of them players that just got a good feel for the game. Like Eddie said earlier, you know, one of them kids is just, what you said, Southern Miss coach, you just love. I mean, that kid can really play. Jamia Bowen, I'm sorry. Man, I mean, she's just so raw, athletic, can block shots, run the flow good. I think she needs to do some more development on some stuff, but, you know, I think, you know, hopefully she have a good summer, and, you know, continue to run her motor, because I know sometimes playing on certain high school teams, you kind of get in the mode where you might not be coach hard and stuff like that. But as long as she coach hard, she gonna respond. I really like Rebecca Pilcher. She played with tenacity. She was in there trying to rebound. She was faster than I thought. She know how to play. Tatiana Bean, Allison Lydell, they play hard defensively. That team was scrappy. You know, we wind up getting beat by the better team, but they definitely scrapped it out. And that South team with that girl from Pascagoula, I'm gonna let Eddie, you know, he can chime in on that.
Yeah, go ahead, Eddie. Talk about the South team, and I'll finish that one up.
Yeah, I know we're short for time, but I did want to talk about Bowen real quick. Bowen did three things in that game that impressed me. One, she showed that she could take the ball in the end at 6'1" and 6'2", and then finish through contact and had an and-one. Not many kids can do that. I agree with EV. If I'm USC, and I know why the Jackson States and Valleys hadn't probably offered her, because she, you know, I know she plays AAU ball out of state. She's not with you, is she, Cord?
She supposed to be, but hey, you know, that's a
whole. We gonna see if EV can give us a whole nother show on that. But she had a nice step back corner three. I didn't know she had that in her game, but she's been flying under the radar so much, you know, and she plays for a team that's not really good. So I think that may hurt her, but I totally agree with EV. There is no way in the world, if I'm Valley, Alcorn, you know, that type of deal, she need an offer like 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And then I want to touch on, before I go to the South, Destiny Brown is just that quiet kid. You know, she go do, you know, she had a really pretty left-hand floater, a nice little layup, a couple of nice assists. She just one of them kids that just I ain't gonna have a whole lot of flair, but I always go do some nice things for you. So she did really, really well. In the South, let me pull up the South roster.
And let me say, Haley Breland, I think if she just get in the gym and do her thing, get a good trainer, sky's the limit too. I just want to say that.
I agree with you. She's got to stay in that. I'm in agreement with you, Cordelia.
Well, as far as the South team, the Russell sisters from Union, it was my first time I saw the state game, but like Evie said, most people kind of didn't know a whole lot about them. But those Russell twins, and listen, man, we had more twins. We had the twins from Ocean Springs, the Russell twins, and actually Lily Yates got a twin that didn't play in the game, but she actually got a 6'1" twin as well. So I don't know what's in the water in that particular year, but man, those girls were really, really tough. Ari Darrell, I loved her. Ari Darrell was just, again, like I said, you go find me a kid that's in better condition than Ari Darrell, and I'll stop doing what I'm doing. There is not a kid in the state of Mississippi that when everybody else is tired, she just getting started. So Darrell is always a kid that's going to give you a lot of stuff just because she's in tip-top condition. And I think that's something, too, when we alluded to Haley Breland and some of the other kids. Girls, y'all got to take this conditioning serious. If you want to play at the highest level, I think the kid that has the advantage, and even with us, Cordairs, the teams who are the better conditioned teams normally win those close games late. Samari Fields was everything that we knew she was. She's a kid that just can score. I think her jump shot is a little bit suspect, in my opinion, in terms of the shot. But again, she's a kid, plays with Coach Brooke Glass, that's got a lot of freedom. She plays the same way, and that showcased the way she plays on the high school team and even at West Harrison. She can go get you 20 or 30 any night. So you got to have bucket getters, and I really, really like her confidence. She plays with supreme confidence. Destiny Sims, top 5 kid in the class, did some nice things, had a couple of nice moves. She's a kid that, that's been on the radar for a while. Expecting her to have a really good summer. Kylie Raggins from Harrison Central, got a chance to see her play really well this year in the Brandon game and upset Brandon at home. And she's a kid that's just tough, tenacious, fearless type of kid. She makes a lot of people around her better. And just to end it, man, I know we may be missing some kids, but Shanti Moore from Pascagoula has come to Jackson and made a name for herself. Listen, Coach H and Coach Lauren Pittman was telling me about this kid, and I'll be honest with you, she is a special, what you say, Evie? She is special. Shanti Moore from Pascagoula, who can just do it all, mid-range jump shot. She's got a knack for being around the basket. Can finish with both hands. I think she's got to work on her. She can finish with both hands, but I think she's a bit suspect with handling the basketball with her left hand, but she's so athletic and just a kid that I really think that has raised more eyebrows. And she's another kid that wasn't on a whole lot of people's radar, but she made her mark in the game. So, and Maddie Ladner from Hancock, which Maddie has recovered well from her injury. She's a tough kid too, and she had a really good game as well. So.
All right, 22 boys. I'm gonna run down both lists, but on some people that stood out, from the North, Parker Henry just, is just, every time I see him, it seems like he gets taller and gets better. He was solid, hit jumpers, just ran the court. He's just a quiet kid who's just making a lot of noise, on the court. He's easygoing, but on that court, he's getting better and better. Reese Jackson, a past first point guard for Starkville Academy, did some good things. Carson Rowland, I like him. Carson Rowland from Pine Grove. I saw him first, I think, at your camp, Delonte. He was really good. Kylan Baggett. I'll tell you a kid who also that stood out, Joe Hayes Austin, like him. He's a kid that, and I know JJ, if he was on here, he'll be talking about Joe Hayes Austin. 6'5", decent shooter, but he's a defender. He wants to defend. Along with I thought Ricardo Whitlow, number 0 from Pearl. was solid. And then obviously JT Lawrence did what JT Lawrence does, score the basketball from Delta streets, not sheets. Coach let me know that on the thing. I don't know why I want to be like Delta sheets. Go ahead, Talante.
Mine were kind of similar. I thought Parker came out really hot for him. And I thought Parker was going to pick up the MVP, man, the way he was playing at the beginning of the game. Because I think he scored about 7 straight. You know what I'm saying? He hit a little jump hook, then a mid-range shot, a up and under, then he hit a 3. I was like, oh, man, he killing. But Parker was good. Of course, you spoke on JT Lawrence. JT Lawrence just scored, so it's really smooth and effortless if you really think about it. And he was getting to the cup, shooting the 3 and mid-range. So he really just did what he wanted to do. And it wasn't fast-paced at all. He was just killing, you know, and I can see how he averaged 31 points a game just from, you know what I'm saying, just looking at that. And also he won the championship in public school and private school, for those who might be wondering. He won with Greenwood. I think, was that 2009 or 20? That was a 20 season.
Yeah, they beat Raymond.
Yeah, and then he won with Delta Streets this year. So 2-time champion. And I think he was on the team with the kid that played in the championship versus MRA.
Yeah. DJ Williams. Yes, he was.
Yeah. They won the same team.
I don't think they won the championship this year. I don't think they won the championship this year.
Yeah, they did. They won 2A.
Delta Streets won 2A. Yeah, they did.
I thought Green Christian won 2A. No, Green Recruit won 3A, didn't he?
Yeah, they won 3A. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't realize they won that.
And then we got I love Joe Hayes also. He's just so tough, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, he a defender. He can shoot the 3, but really he just like locking guys up, man. We call him Country Joe. He just go out there and hoop.
I like that.
Yeah, Country Joe. But I really love Joe. Who else do we have? Carson Rowland. I like Carson. Carson's tough as well. Can really handle the ball, can really shoot the ball well from deep. Ricardo Whitlow from Pearl. I've seen him quite a few times. I went to watch him work out. He's tough. I'm guessing he'll probably be the best guy on Pearl next year besides Jay Kennedy. I didn't speak a lot on him, but Jay Kennedy can hoop as well as a freshman. Reese Jackson had some great moments. He really distributed the ball well. And that was it on the North team for me. Everybody played so well the game. They was up by like 30. So
North just played, they just played well. I'm gonna tell you a kid that kind of caught my eye because I don't know, he played hard, he was kind of hard-nosed and all that.
I forgot about Terrell Vance.
That's what I was talking about. Vance.
He was tough. I can't forget about him. He was tough. Yeah, he was.
Terrell Vance on my eye during the game. He was kind of tough, played all over the place and everything. Kalen Baggett was solid. He didn't get a lot, but he hit a few shots and was stuck his nose in there. Just, we always expected a lot from him to Starkville this year. He kind of got caught in the numbers game, but I feel like next year we'll really see him coming to his own with Starkville. The Black Jets. Of course, Henry and Jays and JP. Rookies out there. They really ain't like it. The North team just had such a balanced group, well balanced, well spread out team.
Yeah, and they played so well together. You know what I'm saying? I know some of them probably played together before, but they just moved the ball and everybody was just scoring, man, pretty much.
Yeah, they really did because they actually did.
How y'all like my guy from Oklahoma, Cooper Wood?
Oh, Dalen Cooperwood?
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I didn't get a chance to.
You was probably asleep by then, huh?
No, I did the game, but I just didn't remember. Well, how do you think he played?
I think he played solid. He really didn't get dunks like he usually be dunking on guys. He's legit 6'2", nice frame. He didn't shoot the ball well in that game, but they could, because a lot of them did play. A lot of them were still playing in the tournament in Jackson too. So I think by the time they got to us, they probably had played 2 games earlier that day. But I really like him.
On that South team, let's go through John Davis. Cam from Pascagoula was solid. Cam Brent from Jackson Prep. Shane Davis was, Shane got to get inside and just dominate. He's another one who can really hit he can hit the open shot.
I didn't know he was a junior. He pretty big. He big too. I thought he was a junior.
very good size, but he needs to, like it gets to a place where he needs to dominate the game inside out. Just
he kind of floats too much. He kind of floats around too much.
absolutely. And he just got to understand his bread and butter needs to be that jump hook off the left shoulder in the middle of the rim. Shooting the, if you're going to shoot, because he does have a soft touch, shoot it off the glass, a la Tim Duncan.
He got to become tough on the glass also.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't rebound the ball at a high level like he should, but I think he's already have a Division I offer. If I'm a D1 school, I got to take him. As far as like Alcorn, Jackson State, Southern Valley, I gotta take him because at 6'9", he moves well enough for me. I'm gonna make him do what I need him to do, and I might even take him at Southern Miss. That's where he's just got to keep working at that. Also, George Marshall, Chad Jones was solid from Bay Springs. Ken Sims got some length, but the two guys and Caleb Kent was okay. George Marshall was solid. I got a chance to see him again also at the NBA, and he was really killing. I mean, George has those days where it's like he's a no-brainer for Southern Miss, and then other days he's a SWAC player. And so he's somewhere in between, in my opinion, at 6.
I agree with you.
And then Avon Johnson, who is just, he took the thing seriously, breaking the showcase record of 36. He put up 36 points. And he just took it serious. While everybody else was jacking around, Vaughn was out here dunking around. And
hey, you mean he set the record, man? He set the showcase record. 36.
I know. Yeah, I'm glad you got that. You caught that. It was a geek. I know it was the first, showcase here, but I have had Geeker Classics before, and I think that's the most anybody's ever scored in that. He's 36 is a lot. Think about this.
I didn't even realize he scored that many points, to be honest.
I didn't realize either.
A lot. And when you're in limited minutes, you're talking about guys getting subbed out often. Now, in that game, I will say, well, they had 12 guys that game. So, he just came in and went to work. I think Avon Johnson is another kid that the SWAC is a no-brainer. I think he's knocking on Southern Miss door. And if I'm Southern Miss, I'll be like, come on in, son. Because he just plays so hard. He's 6'5", he's a wing. I think he's ready. I think he's ready to take that jump. And finally, y'all got anything else on that? Y'all want to add to the South? Shoes, you want to talk? Anything?
Yeah, like you said, Avon just took it seriously. I think George had some good moments. Cam played hard. Cam really played hard and played fairly well. Amadi Curry had some moments in there. Okay. Amadi Curry, it was good to lay eyes on him. He's a junior rising senior that from Pascagoula, he and Davis. Like I said, I was hoping to see more from him, but John Davis also, he just solid. They didn't wow you, but they were just solid. They competed. But like the South just never got it in gear like the North did. They never found their groove together like the North did. The North just really clicked. Their pieces all came together really well.
Rob Smith said the 22 boys South team just wasn't shooting well. Would have been a better game. Shots just weren't falling. So that's a great observation from Rob Smith. Let's finish up with the 21 girls and 21 girls. You had basically you're talking about Ariana Hunter going to Jackson State. You had 3 girls on the South team going to Jackson State: Jaleel Hickman, Ariana Hunter, and Aaliyah Mosley. Let's just face it was the Ariana Hunter show. She put on a show. She was very, very good. Everybody else I would say on that, the South team was solid. Then you go to the North team, you had Janiyah Henn, you had 2 girls from Starkville, Braylon Ferguson and Sakima Sewell, and then you had Juicy from Independence. Juicy and Braylon Ferguson, along with the Abrams sisters, are all signed to go to Coahoma Community College. I think Stephanie Murphy got 4 legit players to go along with, she just went from worst to first to win the North Conference. I think it's ridiculous that the Mississippi JUCO Association have them calling them co-champions with Itawamba because they have a 12-2 record when they beat Itawamba twice. That doesn't even make sense. How can you give somebody a co-championship when you beat the people head to head twice? So shout out to Stephanie Murphy and Kahoma as they go from worst to first. Obviously I am biased on Kahoma. I'm from Clarksdale, Mississippi. Stephanie Murphy, I'm going on record as the greatest coach that's ever coached at Kahoma Community College. She's done something nobody else at Kahoma Community College ever done. It's the worst, been considered up until this point the worst job in the state. And so with her getting Juicy, who's a double, I call her the Juicy double because she's going to get a double machine every night. Braylon Ferguson is a great athlete from Starkville, along with those two twins who are dogs on defense. One of them is better than the other one as far as offensively, but the other one locks up. She gave major effort. And Janai Henn, who y'all know how I feel about Janai Henn, is the best, no question, unsigned senior in the state. I feel that she's a no-brainer Division I guard. And as far as I'm concerned, she can play anywhere. So, Eddie, your thoughts?
No, just real quick, I agree on all of those kids. I'll just touch on a couple, Evie, that you didn't touch on. Claire Leak from Walnut. She's to me just always impressive every time I watch her play. The kid's got a good shot, man, just a good instincts, man. She's just always just kind of plays the game the right way. Also, I'm about to go off. I'm on 1%, so if I go off, y'all just jump in. But Allie Alford from North Delta Charter is always fun to watch. She's got a lot of personality, and then she shoots the basketball so well too. For the South, for the North. On the South, EV, of course, really they had a couple of Jackson State signees too, Aaliyah Mosley and Jalea Hickman. Well, actually, Ariana Hunter actually went to the South team. We changed that in. So did good. My first chance seeing the Hartfield kid from Stone. She did well too. Tyraven McGowan from Murrah, she's going to play at Pearl River, had a nice solid game. She's always just a kid that can kind of do a lot of dirty work and make some shots. So my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna let you guys kind of chime in on the rest of the 2021 girls, and I'm gonna try to charge up real quick.
Yeah, I could tell you. Yep, you fading. You're fading. You haven't gone yet, but you're fading. You're fading. You're fading. Yeah, there you go. Get out of here. Taylor Dupree also. Corey, did you want to say something about Claire and somebody else? Those other girls, Juicy.
Claire. I mean, what do you think Claire's natural position is, Evie?
I think I don't think she's fast enough, in my opinion, to play the point. I think she's going to be a very good wing who can shoot the basketball, who can facilitate from the wing sometimes. That's what I see her as.
But I think she can run that. Like, she's so good at the one sometimes, like, it's just crazy. She going to run your stuff. She going to make that no-look play. She's going to be like, dang, that girl just did that. Like, Claire just one of them players you be like, man, I love to see Claire walk through the door. Because, your stuff going to be ran right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you coached her, so you know better than me. You coached her. You've seen her more than me. If you said she can play the point, I'm gonna say you can play the point.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. She can't defend ones,
right?
But she can play the one offensively. Okay. You're not gonna take her ball. She gonna bag you down. She gonna make sure she guarding the ball with a forearm. You ain't gonna take it.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be kind of like an old school type of game, but it get done. It get done. Tierra Abram, she get buckets, and I want to speak on her before. I think we look over Tierra Abram a lot. She's in that conversation with the scoring guards in this state. She gets it done. And Janiyah Henn is also one of them players that she's a killer. Like, she gonna give you a bucket, that thing on the string. She can pass, she can shoot, she can score. I mean, she can do it. She can D up. Like, I just think wherever level she go on, she get the right coach. The sky is the limit for that young lady. Juicy, she one of them players. She coachable. She gonna do it all. I was impressed by the Starkville post players. I hope all five. I hope all of them, both of them, go to Kahoma. Because I think by the other one signing, I hope Sewell go too. So just to change it up a little bit. I got love for all the schools in the North on the JUCO level, but I think just to change, the culture up a little bit in the North. I just enjoy coaching them. That's their last hurrah. A lot of them girls I've been around since I've been started coaching AAU, so it's kind of bittersweet just seeing them go off.
Well, you've done a great job, man. You spoke highly of Juicy for a while, and she definitely performed. Moving around to the last thing, the boys, and then we're going to sign off this. The boys, 2021, it was very, I thought for the last game of the evening, very competitive. They played hard. You got Destin Buchanan, Donovan Sanders, KB Brooks, Rock Robinson, Damon McKnight, Eric Green. I'm just throwing all the names out here on this one. DJ Harrod played decent. Damon Haynes could shoot it. Tyson Smith, he did what he did. On the North, talk to me, Talante, about anybody out of those that stood out to you.
Pretty much everybody in the senior game really plays solid on both teams. I got to give everybody a shout out. Everybody really plays solid. Of course, Donovan picked up MVP, but I think Donovan or Eric Green could have got MVP because both of those guys were killing at the guard spot.
Yeah.
Or Destin.
Destin
had a great game as well. Destin had, I think, like 14. So either three of those guys could have got it because they were just out there hooping. I'm glad all of those guys did come to both of my camps these past 2 years. I'm glad those guys had fantastic senior seasons. I don't think nobody got it done for the championship, but I'm happy those guys had a fantastic senior season. I've loved watching and reporting on all of those guys these past 2 years. And I just wish them the best moving forward. But as far as the game, man, those guys out there hooping. Donovan was in a zone. I think him and White, what you call them, cookies and cream, they was going at it for a minute. Phillip Hughes, man, I love Phillip, but they were going at it for a while. But Donovan, he did have those showman moments where he was out there killing. So him winning MVP, I could agree with that as well. And that's it for me on the North side.
Another kid that was solid. Another kid on the North that was solid to me. He has a couple moments with the Matthew Smith kid. He's a big guard.
Oh yeah.
He played fairly well too.
He couldn't really get into the flow. He be hitting some crazy shots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wish he would have got some breaks because he probably had the most bounce in the game. I wish he would have got a break, caught an alley or something because his bounce is crazy.
Rock hit a couple of jumpers. Rock hit a three. Played fairly well also. Like you say, it was kind of well spread out on the North team. But I did want to mention Smith and mention that Smith. Had some moments in there. He kind of caught my eye a little bit.
What about Rashawn McGregor, who's going to Kahoma? What you guys?
He was solid. I think he was solid also. I like him. He was at the camp last year. He played really well at the camp last year. He was really solid. Moved up and down the court well. Had a few finishes around the rim. He kind of about 6'5" and long. We were talking about him this morning. Delonte were talking about him yesterday with Delonte.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about him yesterday. So, I like the way he moves. I think that was a really good pickup for Cole.
Mm-hmm.
On the South, we have Amarian Luss, Phillip Hughes, John Lucas, AJ Richards, Alex Jordan, Trey Tate, Cortarius Shaw, aka Magic, Tristan McKee, Constantine Morant, and Josh Noble. I'll say this: Tristan McKee easily could have been the MVP. He had 21.
I was thinking the same thing. The same thing.
Was that the one who put on threes?
Yeah. And not only that, it is a travesty. And I've been saying this all year. Nowhere in the world that kid shouldn't have a junior college scholarship. It's just no way. Kid that shoots the ball as well as he does, and he's a high flyer. He plays well above the rim at 6'3". I just don't get that. Like, AJ Richards did what he did. He blocked shots at a high level. He's going to East Central. He had like 4 blocks in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Shoes can't stay awoke. Awake.
And then you got Philip Hughes. I thought had a great end of his career at his home. He's a showman. He's cookies and cream. He got a little bit of flair in him. He's unsigned. Got a lot of opportunities. So those are the people I mentioned. What about you, Talante?
Pretty much I can't remember his name, but I like the guy who was shooting the threes. He did bring them back. He had cut the thing down. Yeah, McKee, because they were down probably by like 20. They were down pretty big in that game. But Philip Hughes, man, he just put on the show. On one of them, he had threw it between somebody's legs and everything. It was like a double, a triple.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy. And he had one nasty move. He did like a hop step, froze everybody, and then just faded away and hit a jumper. I was like, yeah, he had a great game. John Lucas was trying to get it going. He almost caught a nasty body. He almost caught a nasty body. I told him when he get to McNeese and get in that weight room, he's gonna be able to finish those on guys. But as far as that, man, I thought those guys played well as well for, you know what I'm saying, for it to be their last hoorah. Like I seen a lot of the guys posting.
Ellis Jordan played fairly well. I thought Ellis Jordan played fairly well.
Yeah, he's going to Pearl River. I know you're talking from Hattiesburg.
He played pretty well game.
Yeah, he did.
And Lutz had a couple of moments. Lutz had some moments also. Lutz shoot the ball well. So they had some guys that had a few solid more. Kadarius never really got in this. Another guy never. He and Shanti Moore were two guys that I really was expecting more out of that never really got in the flow of things that much.
No, Magic didn't have too many magical moments. He had he did his when it counted in the state championship and getting them there, But it was like it was kind of like he didn't have those magical moments. And Kasim Morant, what I like about him, even though he didn't dominate the game, he's just a solid player who knows how to play. Super kid.
I'll tell you this, what you really love about it. I left the game, went back over to the NBA for the last game. Snacks was playing the game where they went back and watched film. So on my way out of the gym, Constantine and his mom were walking out and they asked me, "Weren't you over there at the showcase?" I said, "Yeah, I was over there." Said, "I thought that was you were saying." And he just went to gushing about how he enjoyed the game, being in that game, playing with all them guys, how he loved to do it again. Even with him not having a great performance, he was really just happy to have come down here and played and take part in the showcase like that and everything. They were really happy to have come and been part of it.
And I think that was the thing for most of the kids. Like I've been seeing like the responses on Twitter, Instagram. Like I just think the kids enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Even kids who might not score the basket, but I think they really enjoyed the atmosphere and being around, you know what I'm saying, other fellow great players, girls and boys. So I just think the kids just really enjoyed it for the most part.
I agree with you. That's a good way to segue out. I think that was the thing, the camaraderie. Like I tried to share with parents as I told them about the game. It's no different than when all the NBA All-Stars get together. Some people may not play as much, some people may not score any baskets, but it's the atmosphere. They have a uniform to take home with them that they can have forever. They can say they were a part of the inaugural showcase, and we obviously anything that we did as we get ready to close to offend anybody, charge it to our head and not to our heart. We didn't try to do anything on purpose to embarrass anyone. We just tried to give everybody an opportunity. So with the last geeks, go ahead, Talante, and then Cordarius, and then Shoes as we get ready to close, and Eddie if he comes back.
For me, man, just shout out to all the kids. I know basketball, well, the official high school season is over, ending with the showcase. Man, I really enjoyed the whole season. I enjoyed the All-Star game this weekend. I look forward to seeing the seniors compete at the next level next year. And I look forward to seeing everybody who is under 22 through 25. I look forward to seeing you guys on the AAU scene somewhere. We pretty much be everywhere. So I expect to see you guys somewhere this summer Could be Atlanta, Tennessee, Texas, anywhere. So just go out and have fun, get better, train and play. You know what I'm saying? If you train, you still got to put the reps in on the floor as well. So guys and girls, just work on your game and just go out and compete hard.
Cordaria.
Yeah, I just I enjoyed the event that you all had through. It was a good event, kids competed hard. But now it's AAU travel ball season, so we kicking it off this Saturday at Tupelo High, and we at TCPS at the other location. We're just trying to get the season kicked off. We wanted to invite more people than we did, but a lot of people don't want to support. I don't know if people want to have perfect records or something in AAU, which it's crazy to have perfect records. Like, let's go compete. The best players on the floor. You win or lose, you take that knot on the head and just go get better. That's what it's about. Like, people literally be running, and I don't get it. I get it to a certain extent, but if you're available and we cool on a talking level, let's support each other. So at the end of the day, you want me to come to your event, and I want you to come to mine. So I think we got to do better, especially in this area. We tend to want you to come to mine, but don't want to come to So I think I appreciate Eddie. They coming up. We're gonna get it in, but we're gonna shake hands and have fun after, and the fellowship like we should. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the kids. So let's keep it in their perspective. And that's my last geek.
I agree. Oh, is the shoes turn? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, man. We're definitely looking forward to coming to supporting y'all event this weekend. We're excited. We locked and loaded and ready to go. I think it's going to be a good event with some of the better talent throughout the state of Mississippi. As Talante alluded, to me, what EV, obviously it was his vision for this show. And man, just to, for us, a lot of these kids are going to go on to play college ball and play pro ball, and they can say that their last high school game was in our showcase. And to me, that's a really good honor, man. That last, I saw a lot of them tweeting on that. The kid from Hartfield Academy, I lose his name, that's going to McNeese State, was just talking about that. But man, just really, really a tremendous event. As Cordaria said, now we segue into the AAU side. So, that's my area, my arena. I'm really excited about what we got going on. And then shout out to Dawn Staley and Coach Barnes, the first two female Black coaches to make it into the Final Four. There's never had two Black females to make it. I'm not sure I'm sure they've had Black male coaches, but shout out to them. Real quick, I'm about to get lost again. Shout out to Madison Booker, who made the 16U Junior National Olympic team. That is a hell of an honor, man. So shout out to Maddie Booker from Germantown. Make Mississippi proud and go represent the country as well as an Olympian. And that's pretty much it, man. Great show. I know I did leave out Amira Hobart and Milani Galbraith on the 2022 deal. I know those are two really solid guards that we just, like I said, can't talk about everybody, but they had, solid games as well. But great show, man. Good deal. And until we meet again, man, may God bless each and every one of you guys. I know we won't be on Sunday because of Easter, so I'm hoping that everyone have a great holiday. And I'm out, man.
Well, when he went out, he went all the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my final geek is, guys. I want to give a credit to you guys, you, Talante, and Eddie. The event came together really well. You guys put all the work in. I really was impressed that I came together and everything, man. And I'm gonna give you guys all the credit because I can see that you all put a lot of work into it. It was good to see the kids come down. Like I told you, I think a lot of the kids just have a great time. We're just really happy to participate in an event like that. And I'm gonna throw out that it's not quite over yet. The South Mississippi, they always have a showcase in South Mississippi. They set their date. It's the senior game will be Friday, May 14th. They play them deep into the summer, and the underclassmen game will be Saturday, May 15th down there on the coast. The games will be at what did they say it was going to be at? I can't find it now. At St. Martin High School.
St.
So I'm gonna
Martin.
try to get down there for those games in May, and see those games. And like you say, it's nice time to roll over into the AU season. I'm looking forward to it. It was a really good tournament over there this weekend. It was some really good games. And shout out to Skill Set Elite. Ishmael Rashid and his boys were taking on the board the 17U title on Sunday evening. They had a great run. They knocked off some. They had a great. They had to go through a strong field. They played looks like all the other top teams along the way. Played Snacks, played OSAG, beat a strong Louisiana Bronco team in the finals. So they really earned that title. They really earned that title Sunday this weekend. So I look forward to the next few events that we have going on, and moving around. Hopefully this summer we'll be able to move around like we were 2 summers ago to see some action. I want to see these guys compete against some of the top guys in the country.
Well, I want to say again, thanks to everybody that was involved. Thanks to all of you guys, period. Delonte, Eddie did the showcase, but shout out to, Corey, you and Shoes and, who's been with us here to make this whole show, this whole Talking Hoops in the SIP what it is. And I believe it's bigger and brighter. We're not done. We're going to be doing AAU. We're going to be doing this Talking in the Hoops. We're going to keep doing the show all year round. And we're going to go to AAU. We'll be down in Tupelo to see Cords. I consider that a preseason event. It's, go out and, it's like before the real season gets going, to get a chance to go out and play some games. I'm looking forward to seeing the DC Bucks and Bobcats and whoever else show up, that day. And I'm going to be doing some AAU rankings, and right now, shout out to Ishmael Rashid, like Shu said, Skill Set Elite, my number 1 17 team in the state. There's no question. They beat Snack Pack Elite. They beat NBA OSAG. The only team that they hadn't played against was the House. And so I'm looking forward, as far as the top level teams.
The House 2023. They're just 23.
Oh, okay. So then Ishmael Rashid is no doubt the number 1 team right now. And so Ishmael, is, and I'm going to spend some time, or we'll spend some more time even talking about the AAU teams, coming forward. Shout out to the Mississippi Ice. They went down. Is it Mississippi Celtics? What is it? Delonte, the Celtics. Celtics and Gluckstack Mavs. They went out to Pensacola and they won a lot of games this weekend as well. So just shout out to all of you. The House, they went to the Battle of the Valley in Tennessee. They won that. One of my boys from Anthony Bruton from North Carolina.
Bucket Real. Bucket Real.
Yeah, Bucket Real. He reached out to me and talked to me about that. He was there at the game. And so, we have a lot of bright spots here in this state, and we should be excited about it. And so what we need to do is I'm going to keep preaching. Let's all come together. Let's unify. Let's become one. Mississippi has an opportunity to do something. It's a unique state. We have a chance to do something together. In worst case, let's all just get along, because at the end of the day, life is but a vapor. People are dying every day, and so it ain't that tight. It ain't that deep. So again, for Eddie Young, for Kadarius Jones, for Lavelle Shoes Johnson, and Talante Weber, I'm Coach EV, aka EV, the Geeker, saying good evening.